Today marks 2 weeks with no weed. So basically, that's the longest I've been in maybe about 2 or 3 years. So I just wanted to kind of document the process. Thinking I'll splice in some B roll just so this video is somewhat engaging, not just the same angle for whatever, however long I feel like talking. And I want to talk about all the aspects of it. I know the past, it was especially the first week. I feel like I kept on going through YouTube and watching other people's experiences. They like experience the withdrawal symptoms. And it feels like I'm finally at the point of maybe over the hill of the other side of just feeling better and better because it just kept on feeling rough. Felt like I kept on experiencing the same sort of cycle of going through some withdrawals and then like just folding and immediately then smoking again, then while high not wanting to be high, and it was kind of like, why do I keep on doing this? And it was just, interesting. And I think even I can start off with this talking about, I was watching, it was a video, I think Addiction Mindset was the YouTuber. And I jotted down some reasons that I think helped me like reaffirm the reasons for why I wanted to, or like why I had it in mind. So yeah, I just wrote like reasons to stay sober. First one was just improved mental and physical health, which is true. It felt like I would just get in the cycle of like, just anxiety and beating myself up, and it was like the weed was supposed to help with the anxiety, but then it was just making me more overthinky about things that like didn't even matter, and just overall it felt like I was just foggy all the time, and then constantly just whenever, and even still, like I'm still going through the just the healing process, so I still feel like a little well, better lately, but again, like I felt like I was just still disoriented or like trying to push through this haze. But yeah, and then I said reason number two, of course, save money. That's a classic one. These prices these days, they were just getting so outrageous, and it was like I get minimum wage, so it's not like I'm like rolling in the dough, and then it'd be like what, a freaking sixth of my paycheck constantly went to weed. It would be like the day I got paid, and it'd be what, $700 for 2 weeks, and then it's $100, going towards it, and maybe I'd buy once or twice. Like $100 would last me maybe a week or two. So yeah, maybe even 1/5 of my paycheck. I don't have to crunch the numbers to know that I was losing money overall. And it was just for what, an experience, something that didn't, it's not like yeah, it lasted forever. And then there wasn't even as many benefits from it. Maybe way long ago I felt more creative from it, but then these days it felt like I was still making things when sober and foggy the next day after, like the weed hangover or whatever. Hangover is what you can call it, not really, but I just felt like I wasn't experiencing that many benefits. I was like, it's just out of necessity, out of habit, and out of the routine of it for like so long, like many months. The other reason I had, just be more productive once used to the sobriety, manage my time better. Because also, that's the other thing. Like, I would smoke because I'd be like, oh, I'm going to work on this song or painting or whatever. But then I'd be high and I'd just want to like watch stuff and just consume content and like not always even be productive when under the influence. So then it just got into this like cycle of like thinking it was helping, but knowing it wasn't. Like, it was like the two sides of my brain at war with each other. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'll keep on kind of talking about the things, and even just something else I thought of that I think helped to reframe my brain a lot. It was like one of the videos, like I was mentioning, where he was talking about don't focus on what you're losing with the weed, but focus on what you're gaining. Like focus on, and it's just a way to frame it towards the positive, because I can be like, oh, it brings me, whatever, comfort, but even hanging out with friends who smoke, like it's a social thing. But then it's like, I would miss out on events or not hang out with friends because I was high and anxious and not wanting to go out. I would just bunker in my room and just, and even lately, like I still haven't got to the point of like, I just need to build a sober community and like keep on striving towards finding people who I can hang out with without having to worry about, yeah, smoking or drinking. Cause then it's like, and yeah, I'm not here to shame anybody who does anything, like any substance or anything, because this isn't what that is. It's just me explaining my experience with it, that it didn't feel like as genuine as the friends that I do have that I hang out with when sober. Because I do have some, but again, it's I don't know. Yeah, everybody's going through life changes and just kind of trying to like keep those connections strong. So, kind of what it is. The fourth reason I have stay sober, not always chasing the next high. What I meant by that, yeah, so many work shifts that like during the last hour or two, I would just be fiending, just craving I couldn't wait till I go home and smoke. And it felt like constantly I was like just looking forward to the next time that I was high. And it was like, but then I'm not enjoying the moment. Then I'm not being there present and I'm not experiencing life to the fullest as it could. And yeah, even it had been for so long that I felt comfortable, I guess, with the numbness or with the, you know, yeah, the fogginess of it. And then sometimes, like, being so comfortable when high that it started getting to the point of I would sometimes convince myself that I could be at work when high. And it wasn't always even a hindrance, and that was the problem with it, is that like I was just slightly like more groggy or whatever. And it just, I even in my head, like I would always feel like everybody could know. It was only like 1% of times, like so rarely would I be at work when, anyway, feeling freaking squeezed up. But it still was an occasion. Like it would be and then like, yeah, just the whole drive there, like my heart's thumping, my head's racing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, da, 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 like this and that, just thinking worst case scenario. Like, and I know it just, yeah, it doesn't matter. But then I'm just like there in a haze, like just trying to help people. And then like I would be having to type in a password for something, and like I would forget it, like a password that I've typed a million times, and suddenly like it slips my brain, and I'm like, oh, it's obviously because I'm freaking zooted. So then, yeah, fifth reason I have, don't want to always be in cycle of chasing and powering through the withdrawals. And yeah, it's just a constant thing where I'd go a couple days and I'd be like, well, now it's day 3, and I guess I made it 3 days. I guess that means that I can smoke. Or even the week mark was the hardest to get past. Like I haven't made it past a week in so long. I think that's why this time it just feels so different. Just so more grounded within, like, the trajectory of what I want to do. And yeah, it just felt like I was constantly just like rewarding myself for being sober by smoking. And it's like, well, that's defeating the purpose. Like, what are you even doing at that point then? So yeah, that's just another sort of thing. And then I have, yeah, have better focus and energy. Kind of some already talked about. Yeah, I think and I hope that it'll just kind of keep feeling better and better. Because it does feel my focus is improving, my productivity. Like I've been doing things and creating music and art when sober again, and still being proud of it, still enjoying the process. So it just shows that it's not a matter of dependency on it. I just keep on freaking powering through. Yeah, and then I have feel real world. When you're always numb, you're not so like in tune with, yeah, just the ups and downs of it. Like it neutralizes the downs, which is what, whatever the positive was, but then it also neutralizes the up, which is the negative. Like it's such this like catch 22 of like, oh, well, if you're not feeling the sadness, then that means that you're not feeling the true happiness either. Like it was even a couple days ago where like, I had like, just like a genuine rush of adrenaline and excitement. I was like, wow, I haven't really felt that like true happiness in a while. It was just like, I don't know, it's a different type of it. It's not nullified. I just could feel it in my freaking the coursing through my veins, and I was like, oh dang, this is what things are supposed to feel like. Because it just had been like too long since that. And then yeah, the last little reason and again, not like the last overall, but I'm trying to just add to it. But yeah, I am in control of myself. That was something that would happen a lot. I'd be too high and I'd be like, just send a regrettable text to somebody, or just be awkward, or just like feel like I was being controlled by the weed and not controlling myself. And then it would just be like the cycle. Sometimes it'd be like, okay, I'm only gonna smoke one joint. But then like when you're high, and then it's like, okay, now I'm coming down and I don't want to come down, so smoke more. And it's just, yeah, just the vicious cycle of addiction. Like it was just the true what it is. So yeah, I'm trying to even think how to other phrase it. And I think it helps too to have friends who are like on the same page. Because even what's helped me is my girlfriend had to quit weed for her job like a couple weeks ago. So I was it started off like in solidarity. Like I was like, and this would be a good reason for me to also try to limit the usage. And then it just kind of turned into us like supporting each other and like encouraging and just helping continuously push through, like going through the same things at the same time. And then, like I said, even just watching other videos, and I was like reading Reddit, which I've done before too. Like, it's not like this was a new thing where I was like, okay, let me see what other people are saying. And sometimes that would even encourage me to then smoke. So it was like this weird thing of like where the same day that I'd watch like an addiction mindset video where he talks about like the withdrawal, and then it would just like somehow convince me to, and I'd be like, well, that wasn't the purpose of it. So even, yeah, with this, I'm just trying to like encourage but not diminish, but not, I don't know, just mostly document my own progress with it, my own thought space, and just encourage me to keep on this path because it's just been feeling nice. It's been feeling better each day. And I know I just have these goals and I just don't feel content with where I am like in life overall. So I would like to just continue that. And even like just the past 2 weeks not buying, I saw my bank account has hit over 4 digits for the first time in a while. And $1,000 is not big ballin', but it is pretty freaking rewarding for myself to feel that after like constantly when I'd see that, I'd be like, okay, well, that means that I'm gonna freaking blow a whole bunch on, this and that. And it's not like I ever had a problem with any other drugs, even alcohol. Like I never had too much dependency on that. Like I'd only like drink once a month, and then I just don't do any other drugs. But it was just always the marijuana. So it was almost just a way to like convince myself. Like it always felt like, oh, well, it's only that, so it's not that bad of a drug. But it is still a drug. Like it's still, you're warping your mindset and you're like, shifting your dopamine receptor reward system. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, I felt like, I'm 25 now at the quarter life where, and again, I don't even know if I'll quit weed forever, but I know at least a month, at least a two. They say like just day by day, you just gotta keep on like focus on each day. But it felt like if I were to at this point, then I would probably just fall back in the cycle and then end up kind of just beating myself up about like, oh dang, I shouldn't have fell back. But it's not about trying to like, shame yourself, or like it's at both times, you have to hold on to some of the shame or the negative feelings associated with weed so then you can keep on powering through. But I don't want to have like that pressure, that looming sense of like, oh, I need to make it to a year, because then it's again kind of just defeating the purpose. Then you're doing it for the, to talk about it, to like, and it's ironic again, I'm talking about it currently. But I think there's so much more to it. I think things can sometimes be multiple aspects of the perspective of the same time. But yeah, all I can say is that today, 2 weeks, and it feels good, and I'm looking forward to when it's at the month mark, and then when it's at the 2 and 3 month mark, and then I'm just continuing this progress and this. It just feels maybe like a new stage of my life, just trying to really embrace the sobriety. And yeah, there's been a lot of things that I've created that then I look back on and I'm like, I can just tell it's just so obvious to me that it was created through like a haze or a fog, because it just isn't the best that it can be. Like it's just messy and not the full attention focused. So I would just like to, yeah, hone in my skills a little bit better and just keep on swimming with this new ocean. Like it's not even a new ocean, it's just a new part of the coral reef. Like appreciate the beauty of this new aspect of it. It felt like I was under the water for so long. Why don't I just try surfing a little bit or something? I don't know, metaphorical, trying to like make some sense of these rambles. But yeah, just feeling good because I don't know. Yeah, I started smoking when I was 15, so too young, too young. It's been 10 years. Like I've had enough of it. Like I've had my fair share. And then even I've had so many phases of it. Like my freshman year of college, I quit. Well, it was funny. So 15, my junior year of high school was when I started, and it was like, oh, I guess 15 was actually freaking, yeah, sophomore year. And it was like started once a month, and then it ended up just being like weekly, and then ended up being daily. I would never smoke when in high school, like during the day. I would always wait till night, but it just, I got so into it. And then senior year, completely sober, completely, and just like, yeah, cold turkey, no more. Changed my friend group, all that. Going into college, it started kind of being the once a month a little bit, like a special occasion. I was like, if it feels right, then sure. And then sophomore year, it just again progress into like weekly, and then soon daily, and then soon not only like just at the night, but also like throughout the day. Like I'd spend my summers just like completely blasted all day, and then it's like, you just always in that fog. And every time I'd go to a store, I would just be like shifty eyes, just not even wanting to do things and just, yeah, missing out on things because of the weed. So yeah, I know this isn't gonna fix everything being sober, but I think that it's a positive trajectory. It feels nice. And yeah, it's just I maybe the best that I've felt in a while. And it's not like I'm, 100% happy. Nobody, I don't think, ever is, but also nobody's ever 100% sad. And it's just trying to perspective my eyes into, like, yeah, just leaning into the positivity of it, the clarity, and just, yeah, trying my best. Other perspectives of this, like, make this more personal, because I want it to be both personal as well as vague or whatever. But it just, again, yeah, there's no like script for this except for like the little reasons I had to quit. And yeah, I just felt like I kept on writing things like, um, you know, for so long. Oh, I gotta quit. I gotta quit. I gotta quit. And it would always be like when high, and then when sober the next day, then I would just find a way back to it. But yeah, I just had to kind of get rid of all of the stuff that I had that could convince me I don't have lighters around anymore, even. And just be patient with myself. Something else that helped that I heard somebody say was, almost treat it like you're going through the flu, like that first week or two. Like, frame it as if, like, oh, I know this is not going to be the easiest thing, but like my body's recovering. Let it recover, drink fluids, and just like eat healthy foods or trying to find different things. I was making, and even still, just making a lot of tea, just reinventing foods, like trying to like make new chicken sandwiches and how can I like make that better. Just find different things to put that focus into. And of course, not the easiest. Like I always would say, like, oh, maybe go on some walks outside in the nature, but that would be when I would most often smoke. But lately, been like this week, it's kind of started feeling a little nicer. So I started kind of going on like walks for the first time in a while, like without feeling the need to even smoke. Like I didn't even want to, because then I was just thinking of all the times that I would smoke when on a walk and be so paranoid, like for no reason, just like, oh, even not even people, not even animals, but like a combination of everything, just like the fear of fear itself or whatever. Like I'm just whatever high in a random forest and being like, oh my god, like why am I doing this? Like I don't know. Yeah, it's just silly stuff, but also real. Like so imaginary, but so real. And that's the brain for you, fighting those imaginary lions, just like our ancestors were fighting the real lions, like we still got, problems that we got to deal with. And we don't have to go hunt for our berries anymore, but we do have to, try to hunt for a better version of ourselves. I don't know, trying to muster up some bit of profoundness into this freaking ramble spiel. But I think maybe there's something to it. I don't even know if I'll post this yet. Maybe this was just for me to talk to myself to document, yeah, just how I'm feeling, and encourage myself. Like be like I'm proud. Like good job, dude. You freaking got this far and keep going. Like do your shit. Like, um, yeah. Here's to betterness. I'm just um hopeful for the future, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep making things. I've been doing a lot of like animating this little short film, but it's probably not gonna be out for a while. The recording is about 4 minutes, and the what I got done is about a minute. So I'm at like the minute mark, and that's taken maybe about 3 or 4 weeks. So at some point eventually I'll put out that, and I'll probably do other things maybe before then. Like again, I never know how this YouTube channel goes. I know my content so much so varies, but I don't think anything's gonna stop me from just trying to explore different aspects of explore different aspects of myself and trying to, yeah, just put it out into the world. The internet's a funny place, and for some reason, it feels rewarding to make things and put it out to whoever, even if it's nobody, even if it's a couple people. Yeah, I'm just appreciative. People, here sticking around. I know sometimes I get comments of people who have been here like since whatever couple of years, and it's like that's dope. Thanks for supporting, or even if it's new, and they just now finding my channel. Like I've so many things that I've done, and it's never anything been created because I felt like I had to. It was always like, oh, this is something fun. This is gonna make myself feel better. And yeah, just kind of trying to find those little nuggets. Like life's a game of Zelda, and you got to keep looking for those treasure chests. And there's always going to be these little monsters around, but like you're well equipped. Like you've found that sword from your other treasure chest, Trevor chest, then freaking fend off those little ghouls, and then keep on searching for more and exploring some castles. There's so many freaking forests out there. Has any of this been helpful? To me, yes. To you, that's up to you for to decide. Take your little nuggets with you. Make some freaking chicken nuggets, or don't. You know, take the chicken nuggets, throw them in the ocean. What do I care? We're all just freaking little fish, and world's your oyster. And I don't even like oysters, but I like the world, so it's gotta count for something. Okay. Could that be a conclusion? I'm gonna go ahead and tell myself yes, so I don't talk for infinity. The video ends up being 8 hours. Just kidding. It ends now.